Hey, good afternoon. It's Saturday, February 14th, 2026. Yes, that's Valentine's Day. My name is No Smile John. The no smile is because I do not smile. Um, People try to make me smile. Sometimes they succeed, but good luck is what I'm going to say. So this is No Smile John with Disruptive Weather. Um, just want to kind of go over my background since this is my first vlog. I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area, and while living there, I grew a passion for snowstorms, including nor'easters. And so the nor'easters that I witnessed, some of them include the 1996 blizzard, the 1993 superstorm, and even the 1983 megalopolitan storm in February of 83. So I graduated high school, and it was then I had pretty much in my mind the idea that I wanted to go on and study meteorology. So I applied to three schools and got accepted to all three, those being Penn State, Wisconsin, and the University of Oklahoma. So because I have a big passion for meteorology, and for snowstorms, I decided to go to the University of Oklahoma. I thought that was the logical choice out of the three schools, given that snow is my favorite weather event. Now, aside from snow, my new favorite type of weather is drizzle. I love going drizzle chasing, but in the last few years, I've kind of backed off on how much chases I go on. Like, for example, it's drizzling right now, but I'm not going to go chasing. And the reason why is because the chaser convergence for drizzle has just gotten way out of hand. So many drizzle chasers out there that you really just can't um, get to the drizzle as easily anymore. I mentioned that today is Valentine's and we are having drizzle and at times rain out there here in Oklahoma City, which is where I live still. And so that could disrupt your Valentine's evening plans here. Um, I'm probably going to use the word disrupt or disruptive a lot. So maybe going forward, that should be a drinking game where every time I say disrupt or disruptive, everybody has to have a drink of water at that time. We may have to control how many times we do it because we don't want you drinking too much water. So just keep that in mind that, disrupt will be used a lot. So in all seriousness, if the rain and drizzle impacts, you don't want to put up with that for Valentine's, I would recommend getting a rain check for another day. So in all seriousness, though, disruptive weather, what we're going to be doing is covering a wide range of different things as we go forward. That includes stuff such as covering daily weather, making weather forecasts, including severe weather, snowstorms, um, just whatever seems to be interesting. Second, we're going to be in mostly focusing on weather that disrupts your daily activities. Oh, now I gotta take another drink of water right there. I'll have water after I finish this. For each time I said disrupt, there's another one. I think I've said it maybe 5 times so far, maybe six. So that'll be 6 sips of water that I have to do after this. The, the reason for us being called disruptive weather is because it'll be covering both weather events that disrupt your daily activities as well as new meteorological hypotheses that can disrupt the mainstream popular principles that have been adopted in the science community. And so, since we don't know everything about the atmosphere and meteorology, I mean, if we did, we would probably be able to have spot on forecasts. Um, Speaking of forecasts, when I make a forecast, my goal is to be at least 1% accurate when I make my forecast. If I do that, I will consider it success. So Um, those are the two reasons that this is called disruptive weather. We are going to be also at times doing some flashbacks. What I mean by that is I've been chasing for a long time. My first storm chase was back in 1999. I went on several storm chases, saw hardly any tornadoes. One day that I decided not to go chasing because it was finals week of my junior year. It was a day known as May 3rd, 1999. Some people may have heard of it, but there was a couple tornadoes that day in Oklahoma. To be exact, I think it was around 60, maybe 59 to be more precise. But there were a lot of tornadoes, and it seemed as though every single supercell thunderstorm that went up that day ended up producing large tornadoes. So that just led me into the research realm of tornadoes and started chasing a lot more after that and wanted to figure out why did all those other days I go chasing not produce a lot of tornadoes, and then the day I chose not to go did. There had to be something if all the storms were producing tornadoes. So from there, that led to a publication later on, which in future vlogs will cover. And then also, I went on to grad school. While in grad school, working on more of an East Coast winter storm thesis for my master's. I also worked with a fellow colleague, Don Giuliano, and we ended up coming up with what we considered to be groundbreaking research for environments conducive for violent tornadoes. And we got it published in 2008. And again, we'll go over that here in coming videos. So I graduated with the bachelor's in meteorology in 2000. So that might explain why I have a few loose nuts in my head because of the whole Y2K scare. I think it got me. So that might explain why I have a few loose nuts up in my head. But regardless, it didn't stop me from pushing harder to do more research and become the best chaser that I can be. Which leads me to the last thing, and that is we're also going to do coverage when I'm actually out chasing different weather phenomena such as severe weather, tornadoes. If I ever chase a hurricane, I know my wife, she would like to chase hurricanes, so maybe that'll be something I do one time. And then we're gonna also chase, as mentioned, chase tornadoes and maybe snowstorms and ice storms, maybe flooding. That could be a big thing that people need coverage on. So while we're out in the field, we may do live streams of what we're covering and talk about what's happening and why it's happening. So that all being said, this was just my first intro video that I wanted to put together for this channel, and I hope you enjoy this channel as we go forward in the upcoming videos through the years. Thank you and have a happy Valentine's Day.